Hello, welcome to the stream. How are y'all doing today? Make sure everything's going good. One moment. This is loading, correct? I don't know why this isn't. Oh, chat, can you not? Twitch, I need you to work. I know that's a crazy concept to you, but you should be doing your function. Can't pull up chat. Just 1 second. Oh, there it goes. Hello. There we are. So today we're gonna be breaking down the Season of Opulence trailer. Just got released today. I'm a little bit late. Said I was gonna do this like 2 hours ago. Everything's fine. So yeah, it's this is probably gonna be a bit of a shorter stream. I'm just gonna stream it here, then I'm gonna download it, throw it up on YouTube. So if you're watching this on the YouTube side, hello. It's been a while since I've been on here, uploading on here. But yeah, I hope you all enjoy anyway. So yeah, I just want to kind of go into little nitty-gritty things I've noticed, things people have noticed around me. Like in my D2 clan, not so much from Twitter. I'm not just like, oh, that content creator said this, that content creator said that. You know, I'm not just gonna be like looking at that, saying that. It's just genuine things. I tried to keep off Twitter, for the most part. I did look at a few things here and there just because like people were like comparing, oh, this is the rose, this isn't the rose, what's with Lumina. We're also gonna be going over some of the infographics that they released. I have those pulled up over here on Nyrus's Twitter. So yeah, gonna be going over the video first and then the content stuff. So start off, it's got that rating. Now this looks like the entrance to what is known as the Menagerie. We now know it's a 6-man PvE content, different from the raid. I think this is just preemptive, my hypothesis, completely baseless guessing, but I have a feeling that the Menagerie is 6-man PoE. Hey, Haru, welcome to the stream, homie. So my thought is that the Menagerie is 6-man PoE. That's my complete guess, just based off everything we've seen. We're going to be going over it in the trailer, though. So we do see a hunter, two hunters, 2 warlocks, and a titan. They don't show a 6th before we get into that, because that's a loaded clip. They don't show a 6th guardian. I don't know why. There's only 5 in this shot. But it's kind of hard to, like, obviously you can see the armor. That dude's banana. I don't see anything. I think this is the peregrine greaves that they show later. There's like a back view. You can kind of see like the blue light right there reflecting back a little bit. Excuse me. There's not really much to make out in this shot, except for the fact that this doesn't look like any of the Cabal themed stuff. So what I mean by that is that the Cabal, like if you'll notice, like in the Leviathan raid, they have all these like big glorious pillars. This looks like an old like dusty place, like almost like an opera house, you know what I mean? So I mean, obviously there's not like seats and stuff, but it looks like this looks like a stage, you know what I mean? Like there's curtains, old drapes everywhere. This doesn't look Cabal themed, but it does right back here, which is interesting. So obviously we don't know what that means, but we'll probably find out. But just things to notice. A new mystery. Now here, there's a really good shot of this when it does the flash. If we can get that, shot. I don't think we're gonna be able to. Okay, right here. So, as you can tell, this is like Emperor Callus. This is all very Cabal themed. This is also in the Ascendant Realm. There's a little glowy portal thing right here. There's something white over here. I don't know if it's just the reflection of the lightning, but that's another thing to notice. So this is really interesting. So this tells us that the Hive are involved, and that the Void room, if in the Leviathan, is most likely in the Ascendant plane. For Callus, like, yeah, if you know what I'm talking about, you know Callus's connection to a whole lot of stuff with the darkness, but this is just interesting to just see it, like it's just in the Ascendant realm. You know what I mean? That looked like a floating head. Now this is another one. So we can see these are Cabal statues right here. This is like a Vex shield. This is a giant Vex mind Hydra thing, not a Hydra, giant Vex. I can't think of the name right now, but people are speculating that this is Korea, Blade Transform, or Korea, however you pronounce it, which is really interesting. If that is true, or if it's just a boss, it's possible it's just a unique boss, uniquely designed boss. But if it is Korea, it's interesting that she would be involved with Callus. You know, she reached out to us with the whole Truth to Power. I think it's Truth to Power if I remember correctly. Lore books, and the Riven and the Raid, Last Wish, Woken, Dreaming City, all that stuff. So it'd be interesting that she would be here with Callus. Now this is, I don't think there's anything to really pick out here, but there is this moving thing right here.
To the sea.
So this is our next shot. This is very Cabal themed, as you can tell. We've got Callus holding his chalice statue. This is what I was talking about, how it didn't seem very Cabal themed, you know, with the very intricate gold laden pillars and intricate designs on the walls with the doors. How none of that was really there until the back room in that first shot. That's what I was talking about. Now this is probably just some new gear. Shoddy, we see Eye of Another World. That means it's probably hopefully getting a buff. Woo! I'm excited for that as a Warlock main myself. This is a better shot from the front. Everything's very gilded, you know, gold everywhere. That's very Cabal themed. The armor looks sick. Don't get me wrong, the shotgun looks sick. I like the designs. So this is a better shot of that Vex Mind from earlier. We've got the Exploder, Shanks, this Titan's running out. What does he have? Is this the Peregrine Greaves Titan? I can't really tell. Hang on. Can't really tell. But I think that's Truth, maybe? Okay, so then this is our next shot. We've got this Minotaur here. Lots of Vex shields. This room looks kind of Cabal-esque, not really. This is our next shot. This is another Minotaur. Not much really going on here, but the background, this is interesting because it's very kind of steampunky. So maybe it's like in the you know, like for instance, we had like the bowels of the Leviathan that we would go into. So maybe something like that. Like this is like the underbelly of whatever. Like this is like the back area that the Vex have just broken into of whatever Cabal room. I don't know. We don't even know what we're going into. Like, it's Cabal themed, but we don't know, like, is it another ship that they're bringing in? Do they have like a base somewhere? You know, we don't know.
Treasure hunts will...
Maybe it's somewhere else on the Leviathan. So this is just a Titan shoulder charging Centurion. Now this is interesting because there's just floating rocks here, and this map, this is on the EDZ, we can tell, or Earth at least. Eater of Souls area. You mean Eater of Worlds? Sorry, if you're on the YouTube side watching this afterward, Haru is in the chat just asked the Eater of Souls area. Did you mean the Eater of Worlds? Yeah. Okay, cool. Yeah, something like that. Something along those lines. Oh, yeah, that's what it looks like. It does look like that area. So maybe we're expanding more on the Leviathan, because it is a big-ass ship that's able to eat planets. But this is interesting because you can see it in the back, too. This is very... Ironically enough, this is very Final Fantasy XIV-esque. With the floating rocks and islands in the back. So that's interesting. That's on Earth. So this is our next shot. We've got the Hunter wielding this machine gun. It seems that looks like a machine gun. Then we've got this Titan with the SMG. Oh, I did it again. Dang nabbit. And then he's got what looks to be a scout rifle or an AR on his back. It looks like a scout to me.
Boost your power level. And
so then now we're back in the Cabal themed. This is interesting because it looks like he comes from this door. So this warlock, he's got.
Prepare you.
Looks like he warps in almost with like the lightning spawns. Here, let's try to look at this clip fully. Okay, so just lightning randomly. He walks into this room. So this is interesting. I actually didn't notice this until now, but there's these chalices here. 6 chalices. So maybe this is very similar to the raid, because if you don't remember, if you've ever done the Leviathan raid, like the gauntlet area, this is very reminiscent of that, I feel. So it looks like you probably have to go and get those orbs. Probably send like one person to go grab an orb, everybody else does ad control in the room. And you have to probably come and slam these into the different chalices to ignite them. The arc charges. So then we have every Titan main from D1's favorite clip, Peregrine Greaves, which I didn't realize that's what they were. I had to be told that. If you don't know what they do, they were an exotic in D1 that could let you shoulder charge. If you shoulder charged in the air, you did increased damage. And so you could like one-shot supers and stuff. Yeah, pretty broken. But they're probably going to be reworked. We don't actually know the how exactly they're going to function in D2. But yeah, so for you Titan mains out there, I guess you're just hyped. I don't know, my brain just stopped. It was just like you could hear that like the old DSL connection sounds like old fax machine sounds. So yeah.
6-player match-made activity.
And then this warlock has got the truth. If you don't know what that one is, it is a void rocket from D1 that had heat-seeking missiles and proxy det. So he just fires it, and then this is something that I noticed, and this is interesting. This hunter looks like they had like this SMG looks like Necrochasm. It's very kind of hard to see because it's blurry and the screen is shaking and they're running, but it looks like Necrochasm very vaguely along right the barrel right here, and it shoots void. So yeah. And then also that's another thing too, is that even though this is Cabal themed, we're getting Hive and Vex, and there's Ascendant Realms involved. So it's gonna be crazy. Like I think, because if you've been following the lore community, like at all, sorry, a bit of, oof, I'm going really fast for my brain. I can't keep up. If you've been following the lore community at all, a lot of people have been speculating what Crown of Sorrow means, and people are like, sorry, one second. Let me finish my thought and I'll get to the comments. So, Crown of Sorrows, people are interpreting it. I don't know I can't remember. I've seen like Bife had an interpretation, Anon, Pig had an interpretation. I've seen Mylan Games' interpretation. I can't remember whose interpretation was what, but people were saying, some people on Twitter were saying, oh, Crown of Sorrow, that must mean Sorrow's Road, Books of Sorrow, that's associated with the Hive and the Weapons of Sorrow. And then some people were interpreting it as Callus's ascension to the throne and how much he had to go through, and all of that. And then some people were saying, oh, it's just expanding on the Hive, that it has to be Hive because Crown, that means like royalty, but there's royalty within the Hive and Cabal. It's just a bit, everybody's been speculating. So obviously this shows that there is a connection with the Hive, with the Ascendant Realms. Who knows? I think this season's gonna be crazy. I think we're gonna start, I think it's almost kind of like the Avengers in a way. I feel like we've been with Osiris. We went and made friends with Osiris after D2, at the start of D2, and then we went and got Rasputin all booted up and functioning and possibly on our side. I think he's on our side. And then we went to the Reef. We got the Awoken on our side for the most part. The Queen, we've got a lot of help from them. I mean, you know, we got into the Dreaming City. That's a big thing for the Awoken because that's like their sacred cities. Like they don't let their hidden cities in pockets of space that they've woven in between. You know, they don't let any outsiders in, and they don't like Guardians. They discriminate against Earthborn, Awoken. You know, it's a very powerful thing to have them on our side and let us and have them trust us, you know, to let us into their cities. So I feel like it's almost like Avengers in a way. Like we've been going and getting all these side stories and people on our side, and now we got Ada on our side, and then the Drifter is on our side, if depending on how you went with the Allegiance quest, and now Callus was trying to get us on his side, all the way at the start of D2 with after Gaul. So I think it's kind of like this Avengers almost build up, you know, to where the darkness is coming and we keep seeing the visions of the triangle ships. You know, that's what I feel. That's the vibe I'm getting, and I'm so excited because I feel like this next season of the Opulence, is going to tie in some of that a little bit, getting ready for those triangle ships, because we only have the plan up until season of the Opulence. We don't know what's coming after the summer. Nobody knows what's after the summer. Think about that. Nobody knows. Well, except for Bungie, if you work at Bungie, but still, we don't know what's happening after Solstice. Solstice of Heroes is the last event that we got. If you look at the I'll go over that in a minute. But I'm so excited because this is starting to tie in a lot of those things and a lot of... Ooh, sorry, I hit the mic. Start to tie in a lot of those things. You know, there's Hive, there's Vex, there's Korea, possibly. There's Ascendant Realms. And oh, God, and Callus. Oh, I've been asking for Callus since the Leviathan raids. Oh, I'm so excited. But let's get back into this. Sorry, tangent over. So that's another thing too. Is this is a side note? It does say choose the gear you earn. It's possible that. Okay, so I'm breaking my rules here. So look at all this. So Penumbral Chalice is something that they mentioned. Let's see if I can find it. Yeah, choose the gear you earn. Choose. Was it after this one? Nope. This one. Here we go. Treasure awaits. Upgrade the Chalice of Opulence to better refine which gear you earn. This is gonna be interesting. It's possible that people have been speculating that the Chalice is gonna work possibly kind of like the moat thing for what's it called, Reckoning and Gambit Prime, where it's like you choose the gear you earn, kind of like that. But actually, let me get to the comments, because sorry about that. Sorry, Haru and Tim, I missed that. They showed two new exotics on Twitter, one being a hand cannon similar to Mouth, and the other being a rocket launcher. Yes, that's truth. And Lumina, correct? Yeah, Lumina. That's actually another thing I want to go over, because I was talking to Tim about that. To jack of all trades, just like me. Now, whenever somebody has to raid, their guardians have to cosplay as the Avengers. Dude, I would love if they added. I would 110% pay for like Avengers themed skins and gear in Destiny. Like, could you imagine like gear that like lit up like Captain America if you had the Void Shield on for Titan, or if you had hammers out, you look like Thor. Oh God. Think about it, man. Bungie, get on that. Marvel and Bungie crossover, man. I'm down, 100%. So then they show this sword. A lot of people are saying, I don't know why. People are saying that this is Dark Drinker, and I am just like, come on, people. Does this look like anything like Dark Drinker? Okay, look. I'm trying to get that one. Look. Yes, that is Dark Drinker. Here, let me pull up Dark Drinker. Dark Drinker. Yes, this looks exactly like it. Oh, can you see the similarities? It's impeccable. I don't see the difference. This is the hardest spot the difference you'll see all day. But even then, it's solar, so it's not even, look, raise lighter. Yes. Oh, impeccable comparison. It looks so similar. Okay, look. If you say that, oh, but it has teeth on the back. It has teeth on the back. Get out. Get out. You can go. The door. It's right here. Look here. You want to hear the door? Look. There. That's it closing. This is it opening. Go. It's the most effort I've ever put into a bit. You better appreciate it. Alright, let's continue. Sorry if the audio lags. So, new gear, new quests, new 6-player activity, new raid, we know that. And then people are saying this is Hawkmoon. But, actually, I'm an intellectual, that's IS Luna. Okay, I'll be honest with you. This is probably just a legendary hand cannon that they probably just reused the model for. I'm gonna be honest with you. It's not Hawkmoon. Come on, people. It's not. Now, this is interesting because this... We've seen this symbol before, and people are gonna be like, oh, it's a triangle! All the lore people are gonna be like, oh my god, it's a triangle! But this actually is interesting because this looks like... A, the Leviathan. B, the moat deposit thing. It looks like the moat deposit in the Gambit Bank. And then it also looks like the not iron sights, I'm stupid. Looks like the sights for, oh, what is it called? It's the energy pulse? Inaugural address. But I think that's just Bungie playing with the theme of triangles. So I don't think that's anything significant. But this may just be like my brain being a little weird, like this might be an optical illusion, but it does kind of look like when it zooms out, it looks like it moves, like almost like it's breathing. So this is...
Prove your worth.
So I don't know if it actually is or if it's just stationary, but that's just what I think. That's what it looks like to me. Now, this is something to notice. Look at the lighting. It's very low lighting. I think this might be... in the Ascendant realm, possibly, just because of the way the lighting is. It's very dark with like a white light. Now, the other reason I say that is because this is all like Hive goop. This is all Hive goop. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's about it. There's not much else. So that's exciting. I mean, isn't Leviathan pretty much focused around that triangle? Pretty much. But I think that's just Bungie playing with the theme of triangles because they like to excite people. You know what I mean? So, now let's break this down. Alright, so this is the updated, what's it called? Content map? Roadmap. So, June through August, we've got exotic quest, power increase, new vanity rewards, rank awards, triumphs, lore book, soul series, Iron Banner. That's basic stuff. That's free for everyone. If you've, as long as you've bought Forsaken, you have access to all of this. So this is either, I'm gonna guess this is truth, this exotic quest, because it makes more sense for them to throw Lumina in here. So Menagerie, this is the new annual pass content. The new raid, lore triumphs, exotic quest, penumbral chalice that we talked about, and then Menagerie weapons and gear. I don't know why they have that as two separate things, truth be told. But they do. So this is the in-depth dates for the updates. So we've got Menagerie and Crown of Sorrow on June 4th. By the way, shameless self-plug, me and my D2 clan, Vexy, the Vex changed my mind, on PS4, by the way. Feel free to hit us up. I am the clan lead. So if you want in, we like to do carries and all that other stuff. Shameless self-promo. I can't fucking talk. We will be attempting World's First as well. So if you're interested, it's going to be casual World's First kind of though. So don't expect too much, but be there or be square because we will be going. I will be streaming it. So yeah. June 4th, we get that and Menagerie. June 11th, we get a new Menagerie boss and the Truth Quest. June 18th, we get a new Menagerie boss and Iron Banner quest. That is interesting because it doesn't just say Iron Banner, it's Iron Banner quest. So, take that as you will. Then we get June 25th, we get another Menagerie Heroic mode. So let's look at the dates. So we get, everything drops on June 4th. I can't count. 7 days later, a week later, we get Truth and the new Menagerie boss. And then another week later, we get another Menagerie boss. So that's almost time gated. That's And then 2 + 5, that's another week later. We get Menagerie Heroic Mode. Oh my god, Menagerie Heroic Mode. So that first month is pretty much just going to be focused on Menagerie. Don't know how to feel about that myself. If it's anything like the way Reckoning and Gambit Prime was, I will probably be disappointed. I just hope that, because this is the thing, I played Gambit Prime and Reckoning a crap ton that first week, and I got burned out, and I haven't touched it until last week. So I just hope I didn't get burned out. It just, I didn't like playing the same. It was just, I want to grind it. I wanted to grind it. It just wasn't engaging enough. So I hope Menagerie is engaging enough. But this is also kind of why I say that Menagerie is also probably 6-man PoE with mechanics. I mean, PoE had mechanics, but I mean, like, more mechanically intensive, hopefully. Then a week later, we get the Lumina quest, which we're going to be talking about Lumina in a minute. And then a week later, we get the Tribute Hall and Moments of Triumph. Tribute Hall is interesting because we have not actually heard anything about that. Like, there's nothing. Like, you know, we knew Penumbra. That was like, that's Menagerie, and we knew that we were going to get a raid. Crown of Sorrow, they announced the name. Lumina, we didn't hear anything about. Tribute Hall, we didn't hear anything about. Moments of Triumph, that's a given. New Iron Banner quest, we didn't hear anything about. And Solstice of Heroes, well, that's Solstice of Heroes. That's honestly what I'm probably the most hyped for, because that's I don't know. I like Solstice of Heroes. I liked it last year. A lot of people didn't though. So, but the things that we haven't heard about, like these 3 things, are probably the most interesting to me. And I also want to see Menagerie. So then we've got okay. So yeah, choose the gear yarn, Penumbral Chalice. We go over that. We talked about that. So these are the Pinnacle Weapons. I'm not impressed at a first glance. At a first glance, not impressed. Excited we finally get a sniper. This looks like the ambush scope, which, oh my god, yes! Sorry. This looks like the ambush scope. If I'm not wrong. If I am, please correct me. Which I'm hyped about. I am not impressed by the perk, honestly. I was on Team Pinnacle Sniper for a while, ever since we got Lunas and Not Forgotten, and this kind of falls short of what I was expecting. I have a feeling a lot of people, if this is in the energy slot, which it looks like it will be because this is very similar, if I'm not incorrect, to a Amalon design. This looks very Amalon-esque. So if I'm not incorrect, that's probably gonna be energy. So people will probably pair it with the Last Word. That's probably what this gun was designed for, if truth be told. I know a lot of people have been asking for the Last Word snipe meta to make a return, and this is probably their solution. So then we've got the Wendigo grenade launcher. Orbs of Light increase blast radius and damage. I feel like that's going to be very powerful in very unique situations. So very high. So I think the way that they had this in mind is probably in like raid or menagerie. This is probably designed for menagerie. I'm gonna be honest with you, because if they said that they're nerfing a lot of the super generating exotics because they want us to chain our supers more. This works well with chaining supers. So it is probably designed for Reckoning and Menagerie, those very high PvE style. Probably not so much Raid, because I don't see you chaining. Raid's more mechanically intensive. I have a feeling Menagerie is going to just be more super spam, kind of like Reckoning was. Then we've got Hush. It's the Gambit bow. Hip-fired precision shots give a massive draw speed bonus. That, I think, is just a general use it in however you want. Because this is the thing about Gambit weapons. I think they design it with PvE and PvP in mind. So that's probably why they said hip-fired precision shots and like hits, not necessarily precision kills. That makes the most sense. So probably you want to hip-fire, hit a headshot, and then follow up with the aim and finish it with a body shot. That's my thought process. So old Timmy Two Tap making a return if you can hit your hip-fire headshots with the bow. Vickit, if you ever see this, I recommend you go for this because I know you love bows, my dude. And then we've got Lumina. Lumina is interesting because so this is the weapon. As you can see, we're gonna be talking about the design really quick. This is very Thorn-esque. Everybody's been saying it, and as you can see in the background, there's a lot of like almost like dead flowers. It looks like this looks like this looks like the bud of a rose almost, and it's very hollow in the hilt, in the hand, in the grip. My brain is not functioning, and in the chamber, very hollow design. Now the reason for that is because what does Lumina mean? So lumen is the singular version of lumina, which is plural. The central cavity of a tubular or other hollow structure in an organism of a cell. So in the late 19th century, from Latin, literally meaning opening. So opening has a few different interpretations. You can have like the opening act of something, the start of something, or you can have a physical opening. I think this means both because it is it's like a slightly opened rosebud, you know? It's the opening of the rosebud, and a lot of people don't take your credit. What do you mean, Tim? I'm not taking your credit. Okay, listen. Okay, so this is what Tim's talking about. What had happened was we were talking about before I went live, and Tim had said, I think he had asked me. You had asked me what the connection was to Thorn or Rose. I don't even remember what it was. To Lumina, and I said I don't think there is one. Hold up. And then I looked at the gun. I looked at the gun design, and this is all my own personal observations, and ours just so happened to coincide. And then I looked up the definition, okay? And then I told you the definition, all right? So don't be taking my credit, all right? I'll turn this on you. Don't take my credit, Tim. Screw you. I'm kidding. We're both right there. We'll settle it. So yeah, it is very. Tim's essentially hypothesis is that it might be before Rose. Yeah, that is exactly what I was about to say. Being in blooming. Okay, then yes, we were both correct. I noticed that before we talked though, as well. So you were both correct. I just didn't bring it up. And then you explained it, and it made more sense. So yes, it's a combination between the two of us. This is what this is. All right. Because I was the one who looked up the definition. You were just going based off the design. All right. And there's like little thorns coming out of it. So essentially it's hollow. It's got an opening inside of it. And then there's the rosebud at the end of it that is slightly cracking open. And then a wombo combo. Yeah, pretty much. It's got the thorns on it. So this is most likely pre-Rose, which doesn't entirely make sense, but we don't have any lore to go off that. Previous lore entries, information. That's just really kind of just going off the design and what the word means. So yeah. Wait. Yeah, so shout out to Nyrus for the links to all these pictures and stuff on Twitter. I don't know where he got all these. We went over Chalice of Opulence. So what that probably is, hang on, now that I think about it, Chalice of Opulence is most likely heroic mode. Penumbral Chalice is probably heroic, because the Chalice is not listed anywhere else on here. My guess for that is that these are the different heroic modifiers. Like, this looks like dogs, this looks like a grape. These are worms, or the cornucopia looking things. That looks like a shrieker. That looks like a minotaur. That looks like the minotaurs from the past, if I remember correctly. That looks like a cabal ship. I'm lost on this one. That one's dogs. That looks like a snake or like a basilisk. This looks like the axes for the axe guys. I can't remember their names. This looks like the chalices that we saw over here. I'll find it. Here it is. This looks like these chalices. That's what these probably are. I have no idea. These looks like spears, but so these are probably the different. That's my guess, is that these are the probably different heroic modifiers, and then these are the new weapons and armor. So we've got a fusion rifle. That's the fusion rifle that was on the Titan's back at the start, if I'm guessing correctly. That's what that looks like. Yeah, right there. Truth. This is Rose. This I guarantee that this is Rose. That gun right there. That's the sword that they showcased. That's one of the new snipers. Oh, that is a badass looking sword though. That's the SMG that was in the trailer. That's a cool looking sidearm. That's the shotgun that was in the trailer. That's the hand cannon that was at the bottom. At the end. My brain is not functioning. So yeah, dude, I'm really freaking hyped about Season of Opulence. I hope. The only thing I'm truly skeptical on is the 1 week wait between unlocking each new boss and all of this other stuff. Everything has like a 1 week wait, and then in July, the entirety of July is just gone. Like, there's nothing going on. So that's probably just for us to do Moments of Triumph. Wait a minute, they have a golden version of Crown Splitter and Eternity's Edge. Does that mean that there's a Quick Fang? That is Eternity's Edge. That is also Crown Splitter. It doesn't look like there's one. Oh, wait, hang on. It says right here. Annual pass content in Opulence earns a new path to earn some of the best gear in the game. Use Chalice of Opulence. Choose which type of gear you earn from the menagerie. Oh, so the Chalice... Okay. Upgrade the Chalice of Opulence to better refine which gear you earn. Okay, so it sounds like it functions exactly like the moat deposit thing. I can't remember, what is it called? I genuinely can't remember what the thing is called. The thing in Season of the Drifter, you put the moats in it for reckoning. I genuinely don't know the name. You want to tell me that Crown Splitter can be used on all classes? I would want that. I want to use Crown Splitter on my Hunter. That would be sick, but I doubt it. Like, I'm hyped for this season. I'm hyped for the lore. The engagement is the only thing I'm concerned about, and I really want to stress this to Bungie if they ever happen to see this. I understand the week-long wait because you want to keep people interested. And not run out of things. You don't want to like just release it all at the start and have people burn through it in a week. I get that, but I just really hope that there's enough content to keep me invested in that every week. Like, am I gonna play this the first week? and then never want to touch it again because I've already experienced pretty much what it is? Or am I gonna want to be like, oh yeah, no, there's a new boss, yeah, I want to fight that every week for the first 3 weeks, or for the first 3 weeks, you know? And I don't know, that's the only thing I'm concerned about. But I am very excited for this season. This trailer's hype as hell. I'm really hyped for the lore. Yeah. So that's been I tried to make this quick, but it ended up being 40 minutes. So I hope you guys on YouTube don't mind too much, and I hope you hopefully stuck through the whole video. And thank you all on Twitch for coming out to the live version of it. And if you are on YouTube and you want to see these things live, you can make sure to get my Twitch. It should be in the description down below. It'll probably be there. And you know what? Hell, I'll even make it the pinned comment. Make it even easier for you. You don't even have to go into the description. Just scroll right down on your screen. So yeah. If you are on the Twitch side, though, don't go anywhere because we are going straight... Oh, I'm debating on what I want to do. We're either going into Final Fantasy XIV or Destiny 2 to prep for raid next week. Because we are literally 1 week away from the raid. Which, by the way, I will be streaming world's first attempting of that. Be there. Or else. I'm kidding. But, yeah. Hope you enjoyed. See you in a little bit. Don't get anywhere on the Twitch side. Peace.